Giveaway winner for my Celebrations Master Set video has been selected. Check the description down below on how to claim your prize. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about pre-grading cards. Essentially, what that means is looking at the cards that you're thinking about submitting to be graded by certain grading companies to kind of check and see that they're actually worth sending in. Just because you have like a really nice rare card doesn't mean that it's going to get a 10 grade. There's certain things you can look for that will diminish those grades, and I am going to try and show you guys, to the best of my knowledge, what those things are. I'm also going to be giving away this Sobble Baby Shiny card from Shining Fates, I think. If you want to enter to win that, just like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so I have 10 of these Greninja Gold Star promos. These are from Celebrations, the Celebrations ETBs. One thing I like to consider too before I grade stuff, and this is like just if you're like immediately trying to sell it. Some people just grade stuff and then just sit on it for a while. Like if you graded this card back when it first came out and got a 10, you probably sold it for like 30 bucks, but now they're selling for upwards of like $500. So if you're trying to sell or like get stuff graded just to like have it graded, that's fine. But like if you're also like trying to sell these things after they're graded, then you kind of want to look at see what the price on some of these are. Like say I have this Gold Knight Stretcher and I want to get that graded. It probably isn't going to sell that much, and you also have to pay $20 per card to get graded, and also shipping. So just consider those things, those expenditures when you're going to get these cards graded. You kind of want to make it like worth your time. That's just my opinion. Anyway, let's go ahead and go through each of these cards. We'll kind of look at what I would look at to submit. All of these are still in the promo wrapper, so I don't really have to worry about too much of the scratches or anything on the surface. So the surface of all of these should be pretty good. What I'm mainly looking for is like centering and any whitening on the edges and the corners. That's usually how they'll grade cards. They'll go surface of the card, both back and front, for like blemishes and scratches, centering, and whitening on the edges. So let's start with this first one. The surface on the front, it looks pretty good. The centering seems a little off this side to this side. This side's a little wider. But and then like a little bit top to bottom. Like it's a little light on the top and the bottom, but I feel like that's probably still solid. I mean, the surface kind of like get into the light. You can't really see too many scratches or anything on it, so. Which like, you shouldn't really have any because these things were sealed, but promo cards have like a bad habit of just having little tiny whitening areas on the back. Just because they get thrown in boxes and they kind of bang around a lot. This one looks pretty good. Some of the corners look a little odd. Like there's a tiny little speck of white right there in the corner. I wonder if I can't really hold it up. But like right there, there's a little bit, and like more so right here, the edges look a little sus. And since I have so many of these, I'm just gonna kind of go through them. This also has a little bit of whitening on this corner right here. But like the back centering looks good, and the front centering is like pretty good. Like I said, there shouldn't be too many. I have 10 of these, so I'm gonna go through each of them, and then I'll set aside the ones that I think are gonna go. But this one could be in the maybe pile because it doesn't look too bad. But there are like a little bit of areas in the corners where there is definitely a little white. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see in the camera, but there is like a little bit of whitening on this corner. So that'll go in the maybe pile. Go to the next one. Centering on this one looks better, I think, than the other one. The top to bottom ratio is a little bit better. Left to right, like the centering's pretty good on this one. And like I said, there shouldn't be too many surface issues because these have been inside of the plastic seal. There probably could be, I would imagine, something in there that would cause that to have issues, but for the most part, it looks pretty good. Now let's go to the back. So a little bit of whitening right there on the top of that corner. A little bit of whitening right there on the side. It's also kind of hard to look through this plastic at it, but this corner looks a little weird, but it's probably fine. They also will grade on the edges. So I think this one actually has a pretty strong contention of getting like either a 10 or if not like a 9.5 if I were to send it into like Beckett or something. So we'll hold on to that one. I think this one is better than the previous one. So next one. Centering on this one's good. Seems a little bit, I can't tell if it's a little bit wider on this side than this side. But I think they're pretty even. You start looking at these like too much and you just start like can kind of make you a little dizzy trying to figure out which is which. So I think the centering on this one looks pretty good. And like if you really, there is a print line right there though. That's kind of crazy. Right past the toe, right here, there's a line. You can kind of see it right there. I'll have a little arrow pointing to it in the video. But yeah, that is a print line from the manufacturer. It just happens. So this one might not go, but everything else looks pretty good on it. Just that is like, I don't know how they grade print lines. Oh, the back of this looks really good too. A little bit of white right there in that corner. Yeah, you can see the white a little bit better now. A little bit of white in that corner. That corner looks good. The edges look good. Lots of whitening in that corner though. And a little bit up there on that side. So this one is in the no pile. Mainly because, like I said, I don't know how they will grade print lines like that, but that's a pretty significant line on the holographic. The hollow patterns on these promos are so cool though. Yeah. That one's going in the no pile. All right, next one. Let's check for print lines again. That was a little sketch. No print lines on this one. Nice. It's a lot easier to, it's easier to check for them. Like the camera isn't quite picking it up, but you just gotta like shine a light like in the holographic kind of shine. Obviously the plastic is reflecting the light that I have on it, but in person you can kind of see them a little bit better. Yep, no print lines on this one. Centering is looking pretty solid, not gonna lie. This one's beautiful. Edges, that one looks fine. That one looks a little iffy. That one looks fine, that one looks fine. I might send this one in. I think we got ourselves a sender. Next. No print lines on this one. Front looks good. Ooh, there's a little bit of a hollow bleed right there, or a hollow leak. I wonder if I can pick it up in the camera. Yeah, you can kind of see it right there. Boop, boop, boop. It's like a little tiny speck where the paint or where the hollow is kind of coming through. Not on any other one. So yeah, that's a little bit of an error. You can check those by just kind of like looking. It's like right next to like this area. It's right there. It just looks like a little bit of the holographic is like showing through. Darn, they will probably not like that. This top corner has a little bit of white on it. You can see right there. This corner looks fine. That has a little bit of weirdness on it. But overall, this one's probably fine. I think they would probably not do a good job. Like, I don't think it would do very well with that little hollow spot that's kind of leaking through. And then also that whitening on that corner. So we'll put that one in the no pile. Next one. Check for any hollow bleeds and or. There's a lot of print lines on this one. Wow. Wish I could like show you guys what I'm talking about. Yeah, there's like 4 print lines on this one. There we go. You can kind of see it right there. There's one print line right there by his toes. There's another one right next to that, and then there's 2 more like right through like the top of his knee. Yeah, there's the one right there, and then the other. Well, regardless, like that one is in the same, almost the exact same spot as the other card. So yeah, I'm not sure like what causes that, but that pretty much automatically makes the surface of this card like less of a grade. But we'll look at the back anyway. Back is a little messed up anyway. We got a little bit of weirdness on this corner right here, this corner, and this bottom corner. So this is gonna go in the no pile. Next up, let's check for print. Oh, I can already see a print line. Oh no, wait, that's just a streak on the, oh no, that's on the card. No, wait. That is on the plastic. All right. You see that streak right there down? Yeah, that one right there. I thought that might have been on the card. It is not, it's on the plastic, which is sketch. Oh, there's a swirl right there. By his knee. A little hollow swirl. That's cool. And no print lines. That's awesome. And a swirl. Let's check the back. No hollow bleeds. Looking good. This one looks pretty good. Centering is good. Oh my gosh, there's like, this corner is pretty much perfect. This corner, that's on the plastic. This corner is pretty much perfect. These edges are good. There's a tiny little flake of white right there. That corner is good, and there's a tiny little, so there's 2 little specks of white, but like this card is pretty, like, pretty good. This might be one of the better ones that I have, as far as like what the back looks like, and the front, and the fact that it has like that little swirl above the knee right there. I think I might have to submit this one for sure. Next up, check for print lines. Don't see any. Centering looks pretty good. The centering on all of these has been pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It's sometimes the quality of the back just ends up getting in the way, just because they end up rattling around inside the box for so long. But if you want to know why the Celebrations ETBs are so expensive now, it's because of this card right here. Well, and every other card in the set, but dang, the back looks pretty good. There's like very minimal whitening on that corner. That corner looks pretty good, about the same as the other one. Same. This one might have less whitening than the last card I just looked at, which is kind of crazy. All right, well, add it to the pile. So far we have 4 in the no's and 4 in the yeses, which is good. And like, I'm only gonna grade, this one is off center from top to bottom. So just for that, it probably will not go into the yes pile, but we're gonna look at it anyway. Big red flag though, off top to bottom. It's wider on the bottom. Side to side's pretty good. Let's see, print lines. It doesn't look like there's any print lines, which is nice. No hollow bleeds. The back is looking okay. Actually, the back of this one looks really good. There's some whitening down there in the corner, but with it being, and you can kind of see on the back that the bottom is wider than the top. But yeah, with the being that off center, it's not worth sending in. I feel like it's a great card. It's in good condition. Like, it's just not as good as some of the other ones that I have. So we're gonna put that one in the no pile. And on to the last one of the 10. No print lines on that guy. No hollow bleeds. That's cool. Any swirls? Any swirly bops? No swirls. Doesn't look like it anyway. Hard to see. Centering. It's a little thin on the top. The other one was worse though. Right to left looks pretty good. Let's look at the back. Oh wow, the back of this one looks absolutely awesome. There's like a little tiny bit of white there, but like nothing really. That edge looks good. That corner looks good. Wow. I am putting together like a BGS submission. This might have to go to BGS with the other Japanese cards that I have. But yeah, that's a pretty good one. It's a little off center, like I said, but a little off center top to bottom. But then again, I don't necessarily know the exact ratios. I'm kind of just like thinking that the top needs to be the same width as the bottom, but it could be different. I don't know. Sweet. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of the process that I go through when I decide to submit cards. You got to look at whether or not it's worth sending in, because you could send in a card and it comes back a PSA 8 and you're like, why did this happen? And then you go back and look and you find lots of different things that you didn't see before. So you really just want to thoroughly check and make sure that these cards are going to yield you the best grade. And that, in my opinion, if you don't care and you're just grading a card because you want to keep it in a nice little graded thing, then go for it. There's no wrong way to collect, no wrong way to spend your money on the hobby that you enjoy. But if you are interested in kind of recognizing the traits that will get you a higher grade on certain cards or stuff like that, then this video was more catered to you. So, thank you all for watching. If you want to enter in to win this Sobble Baby Shiny from Shining Fates, just like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.